Welcome to a, let's see, what do I want to call this? Like a midday, well, it's not quite midday, it's 3:30-ish here in Toronto. But welcome to a afternoon version of Just Ask Share Live. As some of you may know, I usually go live Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's kind of like my spot. But I thought, hey, why not mix it up for a bit? Because I've never gone live at this time, and I want to see, what's popping around the LinkedIn neighborhood. And I wanted to make sure that, I test it out. Because, if we are not testing, and one thing I noticed is that my timer is not in full effect. We can't have that. So one thing that I wanted to make sure is just to see who's around. Does it make a difference? Is it better that I go at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Or how's this 3:30 spot? How's 3 o'clock? How's 10 a.m.? If you don't test, you never know, right? So welcome to the show. If you've never met me before, my name is Cher Jones. And today on this episode, I have some really cool things that I want to share with you. And we're going to talk about how you can leverage IG stories. So stories video on LinkedIn. Yes, it's a thing. I tested it this weekend and I liked it. So I wanted to give you guys some strategies around that and also my scroll stopper. Oh, I love this scroll stopper. If you are going to a conference anytime soon, especially a big one, like the one that just happened last week was Dreamforce. That was huge. If you're anywhere on LinkedIn, you know you saw Dreamforce flying through your newsfeed. So I want to make sure that that you can leverage this strategy because it caught my attention. And tap that app. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the video editing software that I use. So let me know what's up. Let me know what you guys are thinking, and I'm going to just check right now to see if you guys are here watching. I think so. And let's take a look. So let me know right now if you are team live for those of you watching in the moment, or are you team replay? Did you show up at 9 p.m. waiting for me to show up, but I already showed up? If that's the case, I am sorry. But I do want to make sure that you know that no matter what time you show up, I am so grateful to have you here, have you watching, and just being here with me as I experiment, as I try new things. I'm still kind of partial to the 9 p.m. time. I don't know. I like it. I've been doing it. This is now episode 17, by the way. And I've been doing it weekly. And that's just been my thing. I didn't even know what I'm going to do with my Tuesday night. But for all of you, if you're team live or team replay, let me know right now in the comments below. Because, let me know. And I'm going to take a look in just a second to see where you guys are from. I have a lot of people who watch from Florida or from Atlanta or from New York or from Toronto or from the Philippines or the UK. You guys are all over the place. And I think that's so awesome that we have this technology to be able to do this. So let me know where you're watching from. And also, curious, are you guys, any of you guys on Instagram? Because the tool and the trick that I have to show you guys next, it really works. And I want to make sure that you are aware of it because you can leverage this too. So I'm going to jump in right now to the comments just to see. Hey, Jamon, I haven't seen you in forever. See what happens when I go live during the day? I get to see you. And Bonnie, I know you show up for me live. You show up for me in the middle of the day. You are just awesome as well. David, hey, how's it going? Whitney, again, I'm seeing all of my team livers. It doesn't matter what time I go. Y'all are here. Thank you so much. And Carol, Christopher Lawrence, nice to see you on the broadcast. Nick, yes, stories are the poop. I don't swear on LinkedIn. It's not my thing. I may drop a little bomb here and there on Instagram, but you got to know your network. And that's actually how one of the strategies as far as when you're remixing content over into another network, you need to make sure it is appropriate, right? And let's see. Kelly, hey, what's up? See, I told you. People from the ATL are watching. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? And Indira, hello. Nice. I know you get to catch me. See, that's why I have to flip it up sometimes. And yes, mixing it up work especially for flexible schedules. Exactly, Whitney. You feel me? And Gary, team live. See, Gary, is an avid supporter, Just As Cher supporter. I know that. And he lives in the UK. They're sleeping when I'm going. So we can't have that. And I think I'm right about that one. But I know, oh, Dr. Lisa, hello. Yes, you get to catch me live. This is so fun. And Lori, hello. Nice to see you. Yes, mix it up. Love it all the time. Lavina, hello. Aisha, hello. Thank you guys for joining me. So I am looking forward to sharing this strategy with you. So I'm going to pull up the example. I have so many things on my desk. And it's interesting how this, just as far as, you doing something different, it just switch. I have a routine at night, guys. Like my routine is pretty solid, and I know what I'm doing on my Tuesday nights. Like I said before, I don't know what I'm going to be doing this Tuesday night, but I want to show you what I posted. If you saw it earlier this week, I'm going to pull it over right now. Give me 1 second. Let's go to the full screen. So here's what we see here. Hey, Tana, let me show you my posts. And basically, there I am. Look at that. What I wanted to show you is I made this video right here using Instagram stories. And with this video, I was able to share a lot of, oops, look what I'm doing, guys. All this multitasking, I tell you, it's overrated. It's definitely overrated. But as you can see here, I created a video, and as you can see with it looks like an Instagram video because it sure is an Instagram video. All right, so what we're seeing here is this is an incredible strategy that you can actually use. And who wants to learn how to do this? Because it is so important that you take advantage of the tools that are there. You don't have to be an editor. But there are some tricks that you need to know in order to take advantage of this. So I'm curious, how many of you guys right now actually use Instagram? Just put IG in the comments, just so I can take a look and see how it's going, because I want to make sure that everybody here is kind of, on the same page. We all use Instagram. And if you don't, Instagram, I've talked about it before, it's kind of like the 1-2 punch of personal branding. It's a thing and it works really well. And it's a great way to create content. So that video that I was showing you, I wish it was a little cleaner. I wanted to be all fancy. But like I said, this time of day is messing with me a little bit. But what I did is I was testing mics because I'm such a nerd. Oh, I was testing lavalier mics, like wireless lavalier mics, and I was testing the sound. And I was asking people for feedback. What did they hear? Which mic? I had 4 mics to test, and I wanted to know which one did you like? So what I did is on Instagram, I just did different clips, and then you can string it together and actually download an entire video. And what's amazing with Instagram is you can add in graphics, you can add in full graphic pages, as well as stickers, kind of what you can do with LinkedIn video, but not as advanced as on Instagram, especially Instagram stories. And what's really cool is that you only have to get 15-second video clips at a time. And why that's really cool is that if video is new for you or just getting out your thoughts, it forces you to be very concise and really think about your content step by step. So, but when you're using this strategy, there are some considerations that I want you to leverage, okay? So the first thing is you need to ask yourself this very, very important question. Is the video you are sharing right for LinkedIn? Because not everything that I share on LinkedIn or on Instagram is appropriate for LinkedIn. And quite frankly, not everything I do here on LinkedIn will people on Instagram care about, because they're not in that mindset to consume that type of content. So you have to be very careful, because you do not want to alienate your money audience, especially if your money and opportunity happens here on LinkedIn. But if there is a way that you believe the content you are creating will bless your audience, will interact, will be fun enough, it's the right thing to share, you should absolutely do that. But you want to make sure it's appropriate. Do you guys agree? Disagree? I'm curious. Want to know. Let's see. So that's the first thing. Before even just because the one thing I don't want to see, guys, I don't want to see it, or else don't tell people you watch my show. This is how serious I am. Everything that you create on another network doesn't mean you can bring it over to LinkedIn. And if you start repurposing everything, you're not allowed to watch my show anymore. That's it. No more Just Us Share for you. Okay? That's how serious I am about that. So don't do that. All right? All right. The next tip I have for you is use the tools. So again, the stickers that Instagram allows you to use. So even though they can't get interactive if you're using any of the interactive stickers, you can still ask your audience to respond in the comments below. But they have so many things. They have so many fun gifts. They have the typing. They have, like, you can do so much creative you have so many creative opportunities to make your videos look good. And again, it's 15-second clips at a time. And they have other things like the super zoom. I love super zoom. So one of the things that you can leverage with these is like bringing in humor, bringing in that personal side while still remembering and respecting where you are on LinkedIn. So you got to think very strategically when you use this strategy. So I'm jumping in right now in the comments just to see. So a lot of people are here right now. People are in Atlanta, love it. And you guys are, yes. Lori says, love Instagram. Please teach me your tricks. I will teach you my tricks, lady. I got you. Okay, so the next trick that I want to teach you guys right now is I want to make sure that you watch, and this is serious, okay? So I'm going to bring over the video again so you guys can take a look in just a second. Let me set it up so it looks good. But basically what I want you to do is I want to make sure that when you are cropping on Instagram, because it is portrait. So it is not landscape, which goes across. It is portrait mode. So it's the 9:16. But what a lot of people do is they leave way too much headroom on the top. And the reason why I want you to watch your headroom is because when LinkedIn brings over the video, they basically show from the top of the video down to about 2/3 of the video. So if you have too much headroom there, your eyes could be cut off or your face could be cut off like that. So what you want to do is make sure that you have just enough headroom that it's good. So I'm going to just kind of switch screens for a second so you can see that. So you can see, not the best shot, see how I have just enough headroom, like 2 fingers worth of headroom on the top, but it is a full shot. That is what I want for you guys. That is what I want you guys to truly recognize and be cognizant of. Okay, and let me see. Let me move this over. All right, so that's what I want you to remember. So keep that in mind. I see that I'm cutting you guys off a bit. So there we go. All right, so the next thing that I want you guys to do is, let's see, promote the crossover. So here's what I mean by that, is I want to make sure that when you guys are bringing over an IG video, you're letting people know that it came from IG. Because what that allows you to do now is bring your audience from one place to another. And this, I found for me, I develop great contacts on LinkedIn and some relationships because like I'm in people's DMs all the time. But I found that the relationships that got richer for me were the ones that I kept in contact with and connected with on Instagram. So what you want to do is let people know, hey, and I even started my post with, meanwhile, on Instagram stories, right? And that's how I think I'm funny. So that's what I did there. And so what I did there, and I'm just going to, in the meantime, make sure I'm into the comments. So, so that's what I did there, right? Is I made sure that, hey, feel free to connect with me over on Instagram. I left my Instagram handle, a link in the comments, so it can make it easy for people. So promote the crossover, because what I find with Instagram, it's a great way to get to know people personally and show up without having to show up for business all the time. As long as you keep it professional in the sense that nothing on Instagram will embarrass you in a boardroom, you're all good to go. So keep that in mind. And again, it helps you grow your following and people will just get to know you better and you get to know people better as well. So promote the crossover. Next thing I want to remind you guys is this is not something you can do all the time. You don't want to constantly be sharing Instagram videos over to LinkedIn just because you created it there. You have to mix it up with your content because people will just think, well, why would I follow you on Instagram if you're going to show me all your Instagram videos anyway? So that would be my last tip for you guys. And then so I'm looking at the questions right now. Andre wants to know, what do you find more effective, IG stories or straight up video posts on Instagram? Right now, the attention is on stories, that consistency. But here's the thing is it first starts with you being consistent on the network. So what I mean by that is getting out there and being active and being a regular in stories. So what that means as well is watching other people's stories. You can't post and ghost, right? You got to be there. But I find right now the eyeballs are definitely on Instagram stories. However, IGTV is getting priority in the newsfeed. So as long as you're uploading a 9:16 video into, which is another way to repurpose your stories, by the way. If you put together an awesome Instagram story, I didn't do this for myself with that same video that I'm talking about, but I could totally take that 2-minute video, which was completely made in Instagram, and now because it is in the 9:16 mode, I can upload it to IGTV because not everybody's watching, but at least you have a bit of an archive there. And right now, what I do know is that Instagram is pushing IGTV because it didn't work as well as they thought. So now how do you fix that? You use the algorithm to your advantage. Okay. So, hey Thomas, great to see you as well. And Nick is prolific, kind of rhyming there, kind of not, in IGTV and IG stories. He is really keeping people top of mind. People keep him top of mind because you see what's going on daily. Like these are like this is like if you want to watch a soap opera, go watch Nick's soap opera on branding. You got to go watch Nick's stories. He's awesome for that. So definitely connect with him. I see a lot of people right now are using IG. Whitney says she's still learning. IG. I hear you, Ahmad. I hear you. And Tana, I know you're laughing at me because I was banning people from my show, but that's okay. Either way, I want to make sure that you guys leverage this. So tell me right now, what are you guys thinking as far as this goes? Are you thinking, yeah, that's kind of okay? Or are you going to give me the hearts because you're like, oh my gosh, I love this idea? Or are you just thinking about it right now? I want to know. So let me know based off of your reactions. Tap that like button. Love. Maybe you just want to applaud me because you think I'm fabulous for showing up at 3:30 in the afternoon. Either way, let me know. And we are going to now, in the meantime, I'm looking for that love, right? But in the meantime, we're going to move on to the next topic. My scroll stopper. Let me tell you guys, this scroll stopper gave me life last week when I saw it. It is no joke, okay? I thought it was the bee's knees. Yeah, I said it. The bee's knees. And it is a wonderful way to stand out at a conference. So, before I show you, I just want to remind you of something. And this is super important. You don't want to miss a post. So, whether I show up at 3:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday or 9 p.m., you don't want to miss it. So make sure when you get a second to search the Just Ask Cher hashtag and start following that bad boy because that will ensure that you get in on this content because all I do is I focus on teaching. Okay? I just want to make sure you guys, the people that are my friends, you guys look good in the network. So that's what I want to make sure you do. So when you get a chance, follow the hashtag and you will fall in love with the content that I'm planning to deliver over this next year. So stay tuned, but follow the hashtag in the meantime, okay? So down to this scroll stopper that I have been absolutely bigging up because I think it is dope. So let me move over into the full screen. So this scroll stopper is brought to you by Danny Cohen. And he works for Computer Futures and he went to Dreamforce last week, which is a huge, like, I don't think it gets bigger than this as far as like it's a Salesforce conference. And I mean, everybody, there's so many people. It felt like everybody in my network was talking about it. Really, I have a big network, so everybody was not talking about it. But I just kept on seeing hashtag Dreamforce, hashtag Ohana, hashtag it's just Dreamforce all over the place, right? But here's what got me going like this. So if you don't know what a scroll stopper is, it's literally something that makes me go, what's that? And then I break it down for you guys so you guys can leverage this strategy too. And let me tell you, I am loving this strategy. So let's go move back into the screen so you guys can take a look. Okay, so right now, this is how Danny normally shows up. But last week, Danny showed up a little different. Dreamforce 2019, here we go. Little emoji love, supporting the Ohana by bringing skilled people together. I will be here all week. Okay, first of all, how dope is that? It's a temporary, it's kind of like Facebook when you could do like a temporary profile picture. Well, that was a temporary headline update. And here's why I think it was so awesome. He included the conference in the headline. So anybody attending that conference, anybody not attending the conference, knows that he's attending that conference, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so now we know Danny's at Dreamforce. And now, if you are looking him up for the first time, if you've never met him before, you're like, okay, I definitely know that's the Danny at Dreamforce because I just met him at Dreamforce and he told everybody that he's at Dreamforce, which I think is dope. Also, like I said before, he is informing his network that he's there. So for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could just slide into Danny's DMs right now and he could tell me how it's going. Or he can tell me how it went. What a great way to reach out to somebody afterwards and be like, hey, how was the conference? And if you are thinking about this, it would be a perfect person to have a better conversation with, get to know what's going on in their world, get to know, they can get to know what's going on in your world, do some networking, maybe some introductions, who knows? But now you've given people a reason to talk to you. Because he gave me a reason. I'm going to be sliding in his DMs just now. I wait a little bit if I'm asking him how the conference was, because usually when you come back from a conference, it's just like, oh my gosh, that was a week full of not working, and I got to catch up. But seeing that signals to me that I can go anytime and slide into his DMs and ask him how it went, right? So it informs the network. It encourages engagement, right? It encourages that conversation and it makes you expect that he's going to be posting, which brings me to my last point. He did a post-event post. So let's take a look. Right here. So this week was Dreamforce and the event of all events. And he talked about it. He thanked people, but he did a post. So all those people who saw that he went to Dreamforce and didn't go to Dreamforce can comment below. Are you guys loving this strategy? No, seriously, like I know I get excited over little things, and when I see something that I feel that my peeps can leverage and use, I want to make sure that I share it with you. And I think straight up, this is an incredible strategy that I know I will be using going forward when I'm doing workshops and training events. I will be including this strategy, especially if you're a person who's on the road and part of your job is attending conferences. Even if it's just a temporary headline update. It is so strategic as far as you show. I love it. I'm like seriously like I'm crushing on that strategy right now. Okay, I am not kidding. So I want you guys to think about it, figure out how you can leverage it, and again, that just that cherry on top of that awesome strategy was the post conference wrap up or the post event post. Like you can do a video, you can do pictures, and then he also tagged, let's take a look once again. He tagged people, he used hashtags, all the hashtags, he used everything. So what you can do here is then leverage all those relationships that you met or the people that you want to connect with. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, I'm seeing everybody in here. They are loving this strategy, right? This is an awesome strategy that I want you guys to take advantage of. That's why you watch this show. That's why you're investing your time right now watching this show so that you can learn, you can leverage, and you can do, right? Because it's action, right? Don't just say, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And then you have a conference next week and you don't do anything with it, okay? Let me know. And when you do it, tag me in that so I can see and I can be so proud, like a proud mama, just looking at my social children's all doing what I told them to. Okay. All right. So, yeah, clearly I'm feeling myself a little bit too much. So, tap that app. Two P's. Tap that app. All right. I'm loving this one because we've been talking about video, and some people want to level up their video games. So they're not necessarily wanting to, and this is no knock on using IG stories because I use them. But what if you want to level up a little bit more, but then you don't want to invest in like Adobe Premiere or all those expensive like Creative Cloud where you're spending $25 to $50 a month? That stuff's expensive. But I use, and so one of the things I'll be doing and why you want to follow that Just Ask Cher hashtag is because I'm going to be sharing some of, for those of you OG Cher connections. Remember my old videos, my Thursday Just Ask Cher videos? Well, they're going to be throwback Thursdays because I used to put a lot of time, effort, and energy into creating these fun videos. And I used this software that I'm going to show you right now. It's called Filmora. Okay, Filmora, and they have the Filmora Pro, and it is editing software that is also, it's absolutely awesome, and it's Filmora by Wondershare. So grab that, take a screenshot, whatever you need to do, but check it out because it's not expensive. It's less than a bill, less than $100. I think it's like 69 bucks. It's really cheap, guys. And it is full service editing. Like there are some things, if you're using Premiere, if that's your thing and you're really using it because you're a pro editor, don't even bother. But for us regular folk who just need to create content and create it well, Filmora Wondershare is amazing. And here's the cool thing. So similar to Canva, how you can get templates, they have intro templates, they have lower thirds, they have really cool transitions. They have so many things in their store that you can pay a monthly subscription to and get anything you need to level up your video game. Trust me, guys, check it out. If you're thinking about creating video, Filmora Wondershare, I'll show you guys that one more time. Go to that website and check it out because it is super dope. So I'm gonna jump in there and see my content. Unfortunately, guys, my comments are not updating as fast as I'd like it. But you know, LinkedIn's working on this whole content, the comments interface. But I am seeing you guys are loving this. Thank you so much. And I will, Kevin, yes, I will continue to drop this knowledge because you're my friends and I want to make sure you guys are hooked up. So definitely. All right. So one of the things, guys, gonna kind of end on a, I don't know, it's a sad note. So there's somebody right now who's missing from the comments. And unfortunately, he's not coming back. His name, and I'll show you guys him right now, and it's really, really sad. And he was like an incredible encourager. So for those of you who are regulars on my show, you've seen Chef Henry in the comments all the time. Henry is awesome. He's an awesome person. And he passed away last week, and the family's asked for privacy, so he's passed away. But what I can tell you is that, whoops, I'm not ready for that yet. This man was just an incredible encourager. He was absolutely amazing, and he would be in my inbox all the time after my shows or with content or whatever, just encouraging me and just sending really nice messages. And I wasn't the only one. As I went and I found out, because he showed up on my feed, and I was like, who is this handsome devil? And then I realized that what I'm reading is people saying he's gone. And that hurt, because the message I want to leave you with this is people's love languages are usually how they show it. So Henry's an amazing encourager. He was always encouraging and laughing and having so much fun. And he was constantly in everybody's inboxes. Everybody that I read, he said he was always in their inboxes just encouraging them. And I would always be grateful, you know, talk back and message him and stuff like that. But it was always like I'm responding to messages. But when you see somebody like that, there are so many people who do that. It's like we have to remember that this is how they show love, but that's also how they want to receive love as well. So we have to remember, just as we build incredible relationships both here and on Instagram or wherever else, they are relationships that go beyond business. And it's sad to know that he's not here anymore. And I just want to remind you of the relationships that you get the opportunity to create, and to feed those relationships, to nurture them. And it's a two-way street. So when somebody's always encouraging you, and this is really me looking literally in the mirror right now, is to remember to encourage back, and not just from a response perspective, but from a like you being intentional about doing it first. I'm going to pause my timer because I need a little bit more time. But I just want to remind you of that, of the relationships that we have out there, and you never know. So, yeah, it really sucks. And everybody who knows you, Henry, is going to miss you. Your content was fun. You are a great person, and both here and on Instagram. So, those of you who know, it broke my heart when I found out. And yeah, his family's hurting. So, my prayers are for his family as well. And yes, coming up next, I am feeling that this time is a really cool time. I really am. I don't know about you guys, but next week, whether I play with a 3 p.m. time, a 3:30 time, Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, I'm feeling I like this. I like this afternoon flex. That I can go work out at the gym because I'm not worried about my hair. That might be the real reason. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll of course have something cooked up every week. It's based off of what I see happening now. So what's cool about this show, or at least I'll call it cool, is the fact that I'm giving you in the moment stuff that's working now. Things that show up that's working now. Tools that I'm using now so you guys can grow your brand and just stand out. And then I get to call you my friend. So, you guys do you. Thank you so much for showing up. This is just an awesome time to connect, especially over the holidays. We think of all of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for, including technology like this, where we get to connect and learn and grow, and just put ourselves in front of people. You guys get to network in the comments. I get to know you better. And I'm so grateful and thankful for all of you who are showing up today. Thank you so much. I look forward to staying connected. And guys, if we are not connected yet, let's fix that, right? Feel free to connect with me here on LinkedIn if you're not my connection. Feel free to over on Instagram. I'm It's Cher Jones over on Instagram. So just feel free to connect with me. And I also want to remind you that if you didn't know already, friends, sharing is caring. So if you found value in this episode today, I would really appreciate it if you just hit that share button when I sign off, and share it with your network, because someone else needed to see this. Someone else needed to learn. Someone else needs to know that, you know what, video doesn't have to be that hard if you use Instagram. Or when they're going to their next conference, they can leverage that strategy. So thank you so much for watching. And I will definitely see you guys on the next episode. Thanks again, guys, for watching.